if a little disclaimer, if you're not comfortable talking about homophobic or racist actions, we recommend that you join the podcast back at a different time because we're about to discuss the exposing of stamps. Sorry, if you didn't hear about this, I'll give you the rundown. There's a group chat that had Stamps, Adrian, and some other people who I will not name to protect them because they did nothing wrong and I don't want people attacking them. But Stamps in the group chat would constantly make jokes that were homophobic and say the N word a lot. And if you know Stamps, then he's not African American. So obviously that's something he was in the wrong. Adrian went on Twitter and made I think a Google Docs, I'm not sure, about Stamps and what he did. And he pretty much put all the screenshots he could of Stamps being in the wrong and saying all these hurtful things to, people of the LGBTQ plus community and African Americans like myself. So I knew Stamps personally. I think Chris, you also knew him personally. You worked with him in UPW and outside of it as well. Kyrie, you might not know a
Yeah.
lot about Stamps, so I think Chris, it's best we let you take the time to go in on this one because you probably knew him the best out of us three. What were your experiences with Stamps and leading up to this? Did you expect this? And if you did or did not, how did you feel when you found out about it?
Honestly, like, it was really a shocker when that news just randomly dropped out of nowhere. We didn't anticipate how things kind of played out. It's just something that uh, it's still something that I want to process. I still try to process, but not something I really want to go too deep on when it comes to like was it deserved, was it not deserved, like that kind of things. But to see what happened, see how what really happened behind the scenes, or to those that really use stamps on a much more personal level, it was kind of shocking to witness and yeah, to learn about.
Yeah, I can imagine. Kyrie, you probably didn't know much about Stamps, so what's your take on the situation? Even if you don't know much, just tell us
You
what you think you know.
Well, what I heard was he was being called a racist. I didn't really think about reading the. Well, I wasn't really thinking about reading the tweet longer that they did, but all I heard was he was basically a racist and he was saying stuff in the group chat. Honestly, I don't know if they were kidding. I don't know if they were being like serious, but whatever it was, I really just don't know. Well, if it was true, then he really deserves it. But if it was fake, I don't know. I don't really know much about it, really. So
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. My own personal experiences with Stamps, it was some were good. Fizzle can vouch on this. A lot of times what Stamps would do, well, if you don't know much about Stamps, he was a Fed owner. He owned a Fed called NYX, which was a pretty well known Fed. It was even I don't know if I could. No, I'm not going to reveal it. Actually, let me not do that. It was a pretty prominent Fed, and to say the least, people say I think Stamps let the fame of being a big prominent Fed owner go to his head, and he kind of like thought he could get away with anything, kind of like some big name shit, right? And my experiences with Stamps were like he would come to our federation, and if we had a show going on and he felt like he wasn't needed, he'd whisper us and be like, "Yo, is there any hardcore matches? Can I get a title shot?" We'd say no because we don't just hand out title shots, and he'd leave immediately. Not even stay around and support the show or do anything like that, which hurts me as a Fed owner because when I was active in his Fed NYX, I was active in his Fed and I supported him. I took his Fed seriously, but when he comes to our Fed, it's like he takes it as a joke. And I thought mutual respect between Fed owners was still a big thing in the community, but apparently it's dead. Or at least from my experiences with just one person. I shouldn't label everyone, but it seems like it's not existent anymore. And I don't know. That's just very disrespectful to me, and I didn't like that. But I guess seeing him get exposed, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But unfortunately, it happened to him, and me and him kind of fell out the day before. So I guess that's like I don't like saying this, but I guess that's my icing on the cake. Seeing him get not what he deserved, but seeing what happened to him.
Thanks for watching that video, and hey, if you like what you see, we've got tons of content right here on the Roblania Network. We hope you like, comment, and subscribe.